Sarah here at This Simple Life, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a Good and the Beautiful haul. Yes, I did it. I took the plunge over Christmas break and ordered the Simply Good and Beautiful Math 2. I will flip the camera around and show you guys some of the pages. I probably won't go page by page because there is a lot of pages, but I feel like it's not going to be not doable. We are only into January, and I feel like there's still months left before we break for summer. And even when we break for summer, I will try to remember to do a video of what we're going to do in the summer as well, because we do continue to do a little bit of math and a little bit of English just to kind of keep up those skills, because there's nothing worse than starting a new homeschool year and all of your kids are like, and how do we do this again? I need a refresher. So, and a lot of times the new year will refresh knowing that kids are at that point or have that kind of an issue. But there's nothing worse than spending like a few days helping them remember all of that stuff, which it does come back. It's really amazing. All that math stuff usually does come back in their minds, but it does take a few days. And so I like to keep it fresh in their mind and just do that when we get the chance, like 2 days a week, 3 days a week at the most, and things like that. So yes. So if you remember, if you saw any of my homeschooling videos, you know that I purchased the, and it wasn't old. It was really, they'd only been out, a couple of years at this point. The level 2, the Good and the Beautiful, with the 2 spiral bounded, level 1 and level 2, or book 1 and book 2 for level 2 of the Good and the Beautiful. But my daughter was excelling at it. As you know, she's in 3rd grade, but it is a little bit ahead. And so I put her in the level 2, and I put my son in the level 2 as well. He is in 2nd grade and she is in 3rd grade, and everything is going great. I had no major complaints. The only thing I have is with my son. He feels like that if he doesn't do every single thing, every game, everything, like, oh my goodness. And sometimes I'm not going to be, it was honestly taking a good bit of time with him, because my daughter is, because I would look over it and I would like, okay, we're just going to skip this game today and it's no big deal. It really is no big deal. But for him, it is a big deal. And so I was actually spending a good bit of time on math with him, doing every single thing that they had. And I don't really think it's designed to do every single thing. I mean, you can obviously do every single thing, but he just wasn't happy unless we did every single thing. So I was like, something's got to change. And he's just like that. Like, my daughter's okay if I say, okay, we're going to do this part and you're good for the day. I know what they can handle and I know what they can't handle, but he is just like that. Even if he can't really, even if he doesn't need to do every single tiny thing, he thinks he should. Like, he feels like he's wrong if he doesn't. So I'm like, okay. So it was, needless to say, we're taking a good bit of the time doing all of the things, like all of the things. And that's no problem. Like, that's not like a bad thing. Like, that's not a bad feeling. That's not a bad skill or a quality, so to speak, to have. But it's just, I don't know. It just seemed like it was a lot. It was making my homeschool day with him go way longer than my daughter's, and honestly, even longer than my 8th grader. So, yeah. So after watching, actually, Jamie Kite, if y'all are not already following her, go over and give her a follow. She is so amazing. She is a homeschooling mom, and I believe she has 5 kids now. She is amazing. Like, she is super mom in my books. Like, she is, oh my goodness, I don't even know how she does all the things. My goodness. She's a Christian mom. Her videos are just, oh my goodness. She is one of my favorite YouTubers. I have just like top 5, and she's in the top 5. I mean, someone that if they post a video, I'm like on it. I don't care if my kids are not in that season. I'm watching it because I learn from her wisdom. And I believe she is younger than me too as well. So I gleaned so much wisdom from her. Anyway, over Christmas break, at the beginning of Christmas break, she had done a flip through of the Simply Good and Beautiful Math 2, and she loves the Good and the Beautiful, as I do. And she talked about how they had simplified it, and the whole year is in this. This is it right here, along with these little precious boxes. I did recently purchase a clock. I think I showed you guys. Maybe I didn't. I will show you guys because we needed a clock similar to this. And anyway, I feel like this is so my goal toward minimalism. My minimalist heart right now is loving this, because remember I showed you the big chunky boxes. Yeah, that stuff. I'm just like, yeah, it was just a lot. So anyway, it's got play money. My son is going to flip. He's going to love this, and it's minimalistic, and we can do it all. We can do it all right here. And I won't be having to hunt for games and boards and things, you know, all the things. Yes. This is our ticket right here. I was like, okay. And I took the plunge and I bought it. And I know I'd already bought another curriculum. I'd already bought the other level 2 when they were still selling it. I think they've probably already discontinued those by now. But yeah, it's gonna, I really think this is gonna be it. This is gonna be it right here. So yeah, I really feel like that's gonna work for us. And I've already kind of scanned through it, glanced through it, and I just could not. It was one of those boxes between, there's some boxes during the year, homeschool boxes, but this one I was like, I'm looking for this because when we start back to school, I want to have this in my hands. So yeah, and I also went ahead and purchased the Math 2 answer key. I don't think I'll need it because it's level 2, but I feel like that's just an extra backup. And so if y'all are new to homeschooling, they have this Math 2 answer key as well. They probably have the answer keys for the different levels as well. It will just be kind of a little bit of extra in case you need that under your belt as well. You can be completely ready with the answers if need be. So I did purchase 2 of the Simply Good and Beautiful Math 2 books, and I purchased it with the precious little boxes that I absolutely love. They are going to love them. So I got the 2 books, and I honestly cannot wait. It also shows, I mean, they are just, when I say The Good and the Beautiful is beautiful, they're beautiful. But I feel like their customer service is amazing. But I also feel like just they are so thorough in how they explain everything. And I love that. I feel like I'm a very thorough person. Like, I receive things. I like to receive thorough instructions. I like thoroughness. I love thoroughness. I love that word. I've always loved thorough. I don't know why. But if anything I could say about The Good and the Beautiful, they are very thorough. And I love that about them. But they even tell you this type of bookbinding works best when broken in, and they tell you how. I learned how at The Good and the Beautiful, and they even have this little scan it thing that I don't really do, but there is actually a video. Jenny Phillips does a video on YouTube. It is The Good and the Beautiful, and she talks about how to open the binding and do it correctly. So I highly recommend that, because I feel like done right, it's going to be perfect. But I feel like this lay flat binding, and she talks about how you go to the middle of the book and kind of press it out, like easily, gently. Just go listen to her video, and she talks about this. Her heart, when you listen to her, I don't know, I love her heart behind The Good and the Beautiful. I love her, just her heart for mothers. I love her heart for homeschooling parents. I know moms and dads homeschool their kids, so I can't just say just mothers, but I follow a lot of homeschool moms on here. But I love her heart for homeschooling parents. It is just, oh my goodness, it just feels very Christian love coming through the screen. I mean, I can only imagine what it would be like to sit beside her and just ask her questions and talk to her. I know one homeschooling mom in particular, Ashley over at Grace and Grit, did get the chance to sit beside Jenny Phillips, and just, I can only imagine the thoughtfulness, the love that must have radiated from Jenny Phillips, because it just comes through the screen when you listen to her talk. She seems so patient. I wish that she would want to be filmed more often because I feel like she would have so much wisdom to give. But I know because she does have this curriculum, The Good and the Beautiful, I know that is her wisdom in these books, in the stories that she tells, and through the history, through the retelling of stories. We're actually doing the U.S. Constitution right now, and we're doing the mystery book. Anyway, she wrote that with another writer, and oh my goodness, it is so fun. I love her books. They are so good. Her telling of books, her creativity is just amazing. So without further ado, I'm going to spin the camera around and show you guys a little flip through of this. And I really think this is going to make my homeschool mama and my youngest sons want to get it all done heart very happy. I'll spin it around and show you guys. Okay, the first thing is this Good and Beautiful Math 2, Simply Good and Beautiful Math 2 box, and I love the way they had the clock at the front. This is genius. Then you just slide it out. One-handed is not the easiest, I'm just going to say right now. And it has all these play money coins. My kids, I don't know about your kids, but my kids love play money. They absolutely love play money. I don't know. I remember liking play money to a point when I was a kid, but their love is great for it. So they love this play money, and they will love these coins and these bills because these look really real. I have not opened anything up. I'm waiting until we start back to school in a couple of days. Yeah, and they have these little precious, they almost look like the little Monopoly pieces, which I always love so much. They have like they just look like little vintage toys, which my vintage heart loves. They're just so pretty. These little jets and helicopter. I guess it's like a helicopter. Yeah. Anyway, it's very pretty. And then they have these little fraction, the little dice with the numbers, and then they have the little fractions, which I love this. I love visual things like this. I've always been like I said, I love thorough instructions, but I also am a visual learner. I learn by reading, and I learn by looking, being able to see. And then they have these little things as well. I love these. The number block, they're not even blocks, they're like little, they're thin. I love them. They're so pretty, so colorful. Truly everything The Good and the Beautiful does, everything they do is just beautiful. All right, then we have the book, which I haven't done the binding as much as I should. But I know they talked about going and just kind of pressing very easily. And you could kind of almost hear it just laying out. And they are perforated pages, which I love to take things out that my kids have done during the week. So that will be amazing. And just pressing gently. You could just hear it just laying out. Just, oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I love that kind of stuff. I'm a paper person. If you did not know this, I am a paper person. A few jobs that I had, I actually did a lot. I dealt a lot with paperwork, just filing and just organizing. And I don't know, I would go home with so many paper cuts, but I felt so fulfilled. There's just something about dealing with paper that I love so much. I know I'm weird. Unit 1 overview, lesson 1 through 33. They just show you that it's a very small list of extra supplies. It'll be bowl and scissors, which you will already have, I'm sure. Then you have a new concepts taught. They teach you the new concepts in the lesson 1 through 33. And this is what I love so much. See, they will figure out this is the hundreds block, this is a tens block, and this is a ones block. Which I think this is so neat to visually see this. I feel like this would have been so good for me when I was in school, because I didn't always visually know, or like I I couldn't always figure it out. Like this, to me, having something visual like this, like the 1, how many hundreds? 1, how many tens? 1, how many 100s? How many tens? How many are in the ones column? And it even shows you the right columns. So you could even have your kids do how many, and they may even show you this in the instructions, which I have not read yet. They may show you even in the instructions that you could do this. You could put 2, 1, and 1. I don't know how that should be done. But anyway, how many hundreds, how many tens, how many, because when you do your math problems, you're going to be going this side. You're going to be doing this side, and this side. So, like when you do the add and carry and stuff. So, we'll see. They may actually tell you to do the one side first. I don't know. We will see. I love this. It's just this little, I've scanned through this a little bit. See, they even have practice writing out the words. I feel like they don't just incorporate math. They incorporate so much. Practice the independent review of going from 931 to 1000. And then they do something so simple like this. I feel like that's so good and overlooked when they get into grades like this. Like I said, I don't need to flip through every page, but isn't it beautiful? I just love it. And it just looks so doable. Like we've already gone through 3 lessons. That's lesson 4. So they have like this little box you can do, and it's like, so it looks like maybe a page and a half. Yeah, a page and a half at the most for a lesson, which I feel like is totally doable. I feel like I just feel like that was completely doable, what I'm seeing. Yeah, it looks like a page and a half. That may be because this one has like a logic puzzle. That'll be interesting. My youngest will definitely love that. So that one has maybe 4 pages, 2 pages front and back is what it looks like. Oh. So, okay, 4 pages maybe at the most is what I'm seeing. Crossword puzzles, my daughter loves that. It's funny how they like different things, or they really excel in different things. Subtraction strategies. Okay, so now we're going to just, instead of me just sitting here, because literally, if y'all want to see every page, I think Jamie Kai does every page. So you probably don't want to see me do every page. It's so pretty. I just love their pictures. I don't know. I would have loved this when I was a kid. I would have loved this math. Mine was not this pretty. In 2nd grade, 3rd grade, not this pretty. I would have loved, this would have been fun to do. Let me see the clocks. So you have the clocks, 7:15, 1:55, 2:40, and a lot of times whenever we do pictures, when we do clocks and things, I have them work out the problem here, like find 1:55, like for instance, like find 1:55. Anyway, I have them work out the problem here, and then they can go and do it here. I find sometimes on a bigger deal, a bigger clock, so to speak, it's easier for them to work out the problem and then go here and do it. Just as they're really learning and getting the grasp on clock and time. I know the watches are pretty small, but I feel like as far as just them working out the problem, it's nice to do it like on a bigger surface. I was trying to say surface. Could not figure out the word. I was going to try to say platform, but when they're working out the problem, it's nice on a bigger surface. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, yeah, and I wanted to grab this real fast before I close out the video. Just kind of scan through and show you all the answers. So you basically have the same pictures as your kids. It's just like on a smaller scale. Like you might have, it looks like you have like two pages on one instead of just, so you might have a whole lesson on one page is what it's looking like. So yes, you're going to have like 2 pages of theirs per 1 page of yours. So one-sided page. That's what it's looking like. So yeah. But yeah, it's really, like I said, I probably won't need this, but I think it's good just to have like as a backup. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Simply Good and Beautiful Math 2. I'm excited to dive in and do this with my younger two. I think they will really love it, and I think this will help my son's heart who wants to do every single little tiny thing. I think this will help that a lot. He will be able to do all of it without it being so overwhelming for him. So I'm very much looking forward to doing this Good and Beautiful Math 2. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye bye.